One, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your
Boom, boom,
hosts,
boom.
Luke Diog and Carter Runge, back again with our fourth episode, breaking the 1 month mark. So we're at least being somewhat consistent. We haven't had
Right?
like a
You
week off
gotta,
or stuff like that. So
gotta give us that.
it is definitely a grind because it's hard having times line up. 2 weeks in a row we're not doing this on a Tuesday we usually have, but hopefully next week Tuesday
Mm-hmm.
should be
Exam.
back
Yeah,
to normal.
Tuesday's looking good. We're college students, got exams which other, I don't know. I don't know what yours looks like. I got exams like every 3 weeks, so
I'm about
who
there.
knows,
I just
but
had an exam earlier today. Mr. Breezy though, so
same.
I mean, wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
But we got a good
But
episode for you guys today. We're going to be going
yeah.
over a few different things. I
Start
had an
off.
unsuccessful turnout on the Instagram questions for Q&A,
Oh,
but Carter got a few of them, so we'll go through those
I
two.
got two.
And then
So
and he also has a few questions for me that you'd like to ask.
mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna be going over vitamins, just vitamins, and then next week we'll be going over minerals. But we're going over vitamins, sources of vitamins, and their roles that they play in our body. And then we will be going over how to warm up properly for lifts, like going over warm up sets, like what to do for warm up, because people that really don't really know. And I know
Yeah, what
you
is
mentioned earlier today, that's why I kind of sparked this
mm-hmm.
idea of like maybe you don't feel like you're warming up as effectively or as efficiently. So we'll be going over that, teaching me how to warm up properly, and then we'll end the day with a little energy drink draft. And there's a little bit of a caveat to there too. So
Our go-to.
I'll share that when we get to it. But first off, I would like to share my screen right here to our nutrients draft. And
Presenter view. We're upgrading, folks. But yeah, just to start off with, I only got 2 responses, so if we do this again, highly recommend you just to drop any questions. Like Luke will definitely have a lot of information
mm-hmm.
on this stuff. But from Olivia Rohr, she actually attends Winona State down here, so it's pretty cool.
Jordan grad.
She's asking, yeah, Jordan grad as well, I should say. She's asking opinions on gym splits and what is yours. So I know I run quick push, pull, legs, rest, and then upper lower rest. But I will let Luke take over like opinions on gym splits.
Yeah, so my opinion on gym splits goes like this. It's all person dependent to mean where what's the person's goal and where they at right now currently. So I can have a rough estimate of that. But let's just say, for example, I'll give a few examples here. Someone that wants to work out and get, I don't want to say minimum amount of workout in, but like someone that doesn't want to be in the gym more than 3 times a week. I would effectively say a full body workout, lifting 3 times a week, full body. And when I mean full body, don't think like you're doing 5 sets for each muscle, because you'd be in there forever. This could be literally 1 to 2 sets for each muscle, whatever muscle you feel like you want to hit more. So I would assume females, they would probably want to hit glutes first, and glutes, hamstrings, some are leg based. So I would say maybe doing your glute movement first, and also maybe doing 2 sets of that instead of 1, because you would want to give more volume to the muscle you want to grow more. And then you would want to hit it at the beginning of the workout, because then it'd be the most fresh. So then you're getting the most motor unit recruitment for that muscle. And then as you're effectively going on, so it could, like, a sample upper day could look like this. You do 2 sets of a hip thrust, like barbell hip thrust, like that. And then you do 1 set of chest press. And then you do 2 sets of or you do like a set of hamstring curls. And then you do a 2 sets of leg extensions. And then you do 1 set of curls, 1 set of tricep extensions. And then maybe you do 1 set of a pull-up or 1 set of lat pull-downs, same thing. And then you might do maybe 1 set of an upper back row, or like a upper back machine, anything like that. And then your other days too that you're in there. So it'd be like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you could do it. And then your other days, you could just switch it around, like switch it around orders. Like maybe if you have that one day where it's like, hey, it's my glute focused or glute priority day, maybe that
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday day could be like arm, like whatever you want, like a back focus day. So then you start maybe do a little bit more volume for your back and have it at the beginning, and you maybe put glutes towards the middle toward or end. So then you're not having the same exact lifts in the exact same orders all 3 days. So that would be like
Gotcha.
the 3 days a week.
Yeah.
And then 4 days a week is what I do, which is an upper lower split where I do 1 to 3 sets, one being like okay, like I don't do one set. I mean, sometimes I do. Like if I feel like my adductors are fine after just one set, I'll just like, I don't need to do my other one. But
Mm-hmm.
like my calves are genetically a strong point, and I probably shouldn't be doing. I
Massive.
do them at the end of the workout anyways. But I do 2 sets of them, and I still progress insanely well for them. So like something like that, if you have a really strong muscle group, I would suggest me like not having much priority towards it. So like, for example, like an upper lower day, let's say an upper lower day or upper lower split is upper 2 times a week and lower 2 times a week. So Monday will be an upper day, Tuesday will be a lower, and then Wednesday will be rest, and then Thursday will be upper, Friday will be lower, and then the weekend I have off. So it's really nice. And
Mm-hmm.
then what I do for that is like my Monday and Tuesdays, I might have 2 less sets total, like throughout my entire workout on those days because I have a little less of a turnaround for the next day I hit. So like Monday and Thursday. So I have like Tuesday and Wednesday recover before my next upper day. So I wouldn't want to have the more volume day on that first one because when I work out on Tuesday, when I work out on Thursday, I'm going to have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So an extra day of rest, 72 hours worth of rest. So I'd want to do maybe a
Yes.
tiny bit more sets like that next day because then I have a little bit more of a turnaround to recover more. And then obviously like some muscles recover faster than others, but I don't want to like get into that. But like I said, it doesn't have to be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. It could be it could be Sunday, Monday, and then Wednesday, Thursday. Like it could be something like that. Like I just tailor it towards what you like and what your schedule is like. And then finally, it could
Yeah.
be like what Carter said. It could be a 5 day split where it could be a push day, meaning chest, triceps, and shoulders, and then a pull day where it's back and biceps. And you could maybe do rear delts in there too, but I would rather
Yeah.
just do them on shoulders.
I
But
implement. Yeah.
and
I implement like at least one per or rear delts per or pull day,
mm-hmm.
just because whatever.
Yeah, they don't get hit on it like because your rear delts, they will be used a lot in an upper back row. So
Mm-hmm.
your rear delts are going to get a lot of stimulus from that. So you really don't need much other than a reverse pec deck or, doing having the dual
A
cables and doing
face.
like that
Yeah.
or a face pull, like stuff like that. Like you really don't need much more unless your rear delts are lacking, then just put more volume
Yeah.
towards it. It's that simple.
Right.
But now I kind of lost my train of thought talking about rear delts there. But it's just keep it just keeping it simple. Like no, I know what I was talking about. And then the pull, like your pull day, like you could have rear delts in there or whatever, and they'll be back and biceps.
Yeah.
So like for example, well I'll keep going actually because it'll kind of pertain to the next days. And then legs would be the Wednesday. Let's just say Monday, Tuesday,
Yep.
Wednesday, and then I would like for these days I necessarily wouldn't say you need lower volume, but when I say the volume, like if you're doing like your push day, I would do 4 sets of chest because for like
Oh.
4 or 5 sets of chest, somewhere around there, 3 to 5 sets, and then like triceps, like three to 4 sets, somewhere around there, and then
Mm-hmm.
shoulders, like you could like if you're doing a chest press, your front delts are kind of getting a little bit, but you could do 1 set of a shoulder press or 2 sets of a shoulder press and 1 set of a lateral raise, or you could do 1 set of shoulder press and 2 sets of lateral raises for your delts. So, like
Yeah.
you're getting around that ballpark of what I like to have, where it's around 10, like anywhere between 8 to 12 sets in a total session is where I kind of have my sweet spot. And it's person dependent too. Someone might do well with 15 sets, someone might do well with 8 sets. Like it doesn't really matter. Just
Yeah.
kind of play around with it yourself. So those 3 days, and then it's a rest, and then it's a upper day, and then lower day, and then rest would be on Sunday. So then
Mm-hmm.
the upper day,
For football.
like upper day, I would do 1 or 2 sets per muscle group. Maybe one might have 3, but then another muscle group you might have to bring it down to 1. It's all about priority, what muscles you want to have priority and what muscles don't need priority. And then, like I said, with the lower day, making sure your volume's equated. So, like I said, or I don't know if I said this, if you're getting about a weekly set, because it's all about frequency. Frequency is kind of more important than volume. If you're hitting a muscle 2 times a week, that's perfect. There's no difference between 2 times a week or 3 times a week, but there is a difference between those two and 1 time a week. So hitting those twice a week, and if you're anywhere between 3 to 10 weekly sets per muscle group, you're fine. Even 2 sets, two to 10 sets for a muscle a week is fine. But this is important. Making sure you're going to failure or a close proximity to failure, meaning that you're like, you do your last rep and you can't get another one, or like you would like get halfway up and it would fail like that. Like, you don't have to do that last rep and fail. Like, you can be like, okay, I'm done. My next rep I would have failed, because then that's failure. Or like, maybe this is why it's important to keep a tracking book. So like, that, okay, I did 10 all out reps of 135 pounds on my chest press machine, and I failed on the 11th one. Okay, so then next time I know, hey, 10 was my cutoff point. So then you start realizing and noticing, okay, I know how this 10 reps felt last time, how it felt this time. And like, maybe the next time, okay, I got 10 reps and I failed on the 11th one this last time. Do 9 reps, keep one in the tank. That's like, it's stuff like that. So
we touched on the
check out our other podcast. I think it was episode 2. We talked about RIR episode 1. So go check out our podcast. Links are in the below.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Yeah, we talked about RIR there, and it's kind of simple, but kind of not at the same time. If you're a beginner, I wouldn't do RIR. Just take sets to failure, honestly. You got to at least be going to failure.
Pretty simple.
But that's pretty simple for what I would do for splits. And then here's even one, the super ultimate underachiever split, which is full body twice a week. Which is I would do. I'm trying to think. I would do Monday and Thursday. Because
I was gonna
say you would have Tuesday and Wednesday off, Thursday on, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. Like, it's not optimal whatsoever, but you could still make progress. You could still make progress. You just have to make sure you're training hard and doing the right amount of volume to where you're
the bed rot would get me.
Yeah,
I'm too the rot of sitting. Yeah, that's why I personally run a 5-day split, just because, like, I don't know, you get to the point where you just need to be, if you don't go to the gym, then feels like it's a fail. But okay, so I think, thank you, Olivia, for sending in that question. And then I got one more from Tyson Hemman. I think he also is a Jordan grad.
Shout out Jordan Inquirer too. He was an Inquirer.
Oh yeah, yes, that's right. He just simply said, what are your favorite low-calorie / high-protein snacks? I know mine is not really like snacks. It's just Greek yogurt and fruit and protein powder mixed in for some sweet treats. But those are my 2 quick and easy.
Yeah, so one that I would do is, I know people have done this all the time on, you might see on TikTok, but it's called whey drip. So you have your whey protein powder, and it's nice to have a food scale because you can kind of like judge a little bit, but you can also eyeball it. Take your whey protein powder, scoop it in a bowl, like a bowl that you can mix stuff with, and take the tiniest amount of water at the time and put it in there, and you're going to mix it up, and it's going to be like a drip, like it's going to be drippy, and it's going to be thick, and it's going to be like a drip, and you can drip it over berries, drip it over fruit, so it's protein, and you're having fruit with it as well. Very satiating, high protein,
sweetness,
high amount of vitamins, as you'll see. So that is another great option. Also protein bars, but as I've gotten older, I know I'm this way. I'm not as big of a fan of protein bars, but I'm not going to say they're not
and like
it.
Pre-made shakes, you've let me know as well. But
like people have tough time digesting those. But if you're airport on the road, like. I mean, airport, I know it's a little bit harder, but obviously you can plan ahead, like if you're on the road, but I mean, like if you can't, if you're driving, you can't like eat a container of food.
Yeah.
Like you might need a protein shake
bar
or a protein bar, but also too, like there is a bunch of like random things. Like I would say even that I'm trying to think of what other people do, because
Yeah,
For
I
me,
can't
for
think off
me,
the top of my head.
I don't really snack too much, but like also what you could do is get string
Sounds
cheese,
like a
low fat or
yeah.
no fat string cheese.
I've seen
They're
that.
about like even the low fat ones, like 80 calories, 8 grams of protein, and you're getting adequate calcium. You're getting 1 to 1 protein to one 1 to 10 protein to calorie ratio, and then you're also getting, I don't want to say healthy fats because saturated fat isn't like quote unquote healthy. Like when people say like, "Oh, I got this steak," you're saying this isn't healthy. I'm like, well, I mean, in terms of saturated fat content, yeah, it's not the healthiest. But like cheese, there's if it's a low fat cheese or even no fat cheese, like it's not gonna have any fat or be very low fat. So cheese is a huge
Yeah.
option. Like I always say, light string cheese, if it's 60, like look for the calorie to protein ratio. The golden rule is 1 gram of protein for every 10 calories. So 100 calories, 10 grams of protein. Go around that ballpark.
200, 220.
And
Yeah.
like
Perfect.
I
Or
always
sorry.
say, like the cheese sticks too. If you find the low fat ones, I've done this before and it actually tastes pretty good. You get a pan and you have it on low to medium heat, whatever,
Yep,
like low
I
end,
know exactly
and
where
you
you're
put the
going with
cheese
this.
stick and you put it on there, and then it's almost frying it like a cheese curd. But like, don't put any
Yep.
oil, don't put any butter on there, and if you have to use a non-stick pan, like you have to do that. I mean, like,
Yeah.
oh, the Teflon, it's gonna give you microplastics, it's gonna cut your balls off,
Screw all
whatever. But
that.
like, who gives a crap?
Put plastic into your balls.
Like, who gives a crap about the Teflon? Like, we're not here about Teflon. We're here about low calorie, high protein snacks. So,
Yeah.
put the cheese stick on the pan, and then once you kind of see it's ready, it's kind of formed a little bit of a crust. You can flip it over, and it's kind of like cheese curds, honestly. Like, I don't want to like put a insane like idea in your head that this is cheese curds, but it is a close alternative. And if you have the right cheese with I would say the non-fat one does not work, but a low-fat one does. Or even if you get like a somewhat full-fat one, that's still decent. Like it could be like 100 calorie stick of cheese
Yeah.
for 8 grams of protein. Like that, no one's gonna bust your balls for that.
No, literally.
Yeah,
Well, yeah. So thanks, Tyson, for sending in that question.
yeah. Thanks,
Like I
Olivia
said
and
earlier,
Tyson.
if anyone's got any sort of question, I guess we kind of even tapped into the movie side last episode. So I guess if you have a funny movie thing like you saw that you want us to discuss or something. But let's get into episode 4, breaking down vitamins and how to warm up.
Yeah, so we'll go right into the vitamins. I had it pulled up right away, so we'll get right into this. So basically, we're going to be going over vitamins only. And when I mean by vitamins, we're talking about vitamins. We're not talking about minerals. We're not talking about calcium. We're not talking about zinc. We're not talking about iron. We're
Iron,
not talking
maybe?
about sodium, chloride, potassium, magnesium, manganese. We're not talking about those. We're talking
Oh my
about
gosh, there's
vitamins.
a bunch of minerals.
I know there's a ton. There's a ton. Not like there's probably even more too. But we'll start
Yeah.
in like there is some that like you might miss. Like you'll see there's no vitamin B4 because it's not really a main. There is a vitamin B4, and like there is like you'll see like folate, for example, is technically a B vitamin, but it's just called folate. No one really calls it vitamin B9. But like I'll go down that line. But so vitamin is with the vitamin B, and then the name in parentheses is what it is. Like thiamine is vitamin B1. So let's start there. So thiamine, it is used for energy metabolism and like converting carbs to energy. So basically, this vitamin is crucial for energy production and energy metabolism. Basically, how we feel and how our energy is being utilized and metabolized in our body. So if you don't have sufficient vitamin B1, thiamine, you do not expect to have as much energy output and to be converting as much energy into fuel. So what I'd say for this is like, for example, someone might feel like they're not burning as much calories. Well, maybe they're chronically low on thiamine. That's not always the issue, but it could be a problem. So I would say if you're not meeting sufficient thiamine source, you need to. All these you need to. If you're going to develop a nutrition deficiency, if you don't do any of these, and like some of them can mask some deficiencies can actually mask other deficiencies as I'm learning in class right now. So it is kind of nice, like almost kind of reviewing this stuff as I'm podcasting. So
yeah, but gets you an easy A on the test.
Yeah, and then but another role for thiamine is nerve function. So the nerves in your body sending signals, receiving signals. Thiamine is crucial for that. also because it's signaling energy, so you need energy and signaling and stuff like that, and also your memory and cognitive performance. Like I said, it converting carbs into energy. The energy form of carbohydrates is glucose, and what does the brain and cognitive function work best off of? Glucose. So your memory is going to improve if you have glucose for your brain. But obviously, like you can use ketones and stuff like that for if you're in
Yeah.
ketosis. But we're talking about glucose here. So thiamine is our first one there. And now we're going on to good
Boom.
old vitamin B2, riboflavin. I always remember this
These are
one.
crazy.
Like, I don't know why vitamin B2, just riboflavin. Like, I just kind of remember that one. I don't know why, but
It's got a cool name with it
yeah, like I would
as well.
say
Rival.
if you recognize, if you remember the names, not like the number, recognize remembering the names actually makes it easier to associate which vitamin it is. Like those like vitamin B2, what one is that? Like just remember the name and just like think of like it in like in a that's what I always did with like remembered my freshman nutrition 315 class. Like I would just think of it
Mm-hmm.
as a chart, like B1, like what would be on the right side of it. Like I would just remember the name and be like, oh
Yeah.
well, that was on the top one, and so it'd be to the left. So like I was just remember,
Gotcha.
I always just think of like remember the names because it's easier to remember the names and then associate to what number it is rather than remembering the number and trying to associate it with the
Mm-hmm.
name. But
No, 100%. That's smart.
but this one's kind of similar to thiamine, but with this energy production. But as you can see, it's not so much in carbohydrates. As you see in our sources, it's a lot of protein options. Also, there's flour too, but it's enriched, meaning that the riboflavin was lost during production. So then it's added back in
Oh,
because it was
okay.
lost. Whereas fortified, like going back to vitamin B1, a lot of times, well, all the time, breakfast cereals are fortified, meaning that their nutrients are added that weren't actually in it beforehand or ever. They're added to it. So thiamine's one that's added to like a lot of whole grain cereals or like a lot of cereals in general. But like thiamine is like a big one in there. And like I always say, like thiamine's a good is found in a good source of fortified cereals. I'm not saying go eat breakfast cereal two, 3 times a day, but you know what I mean. Like and same with vitamin B2, like enriched flour, like it's enriched, so it's added back after it was lost during production. And then also it acts as a little bit of an antioxidant function, and then it's also healthy skin and eyes, so it's going to help your skin health, help your eye health. Not so much as eye health as some other things that I'll mention later, but still, it is good. And then, oh, you know what? I was such an idiot before. Thiamine sources. I forgot to mention the sources in the picture. I think probably
Oh,
the
yeah.
pictures are right there, but any whole
Mm-hmm.
grain any whole grain option is going to have a ton of vitamin B1. So I put a picture of sourdough bread because I have sourdough bread 4 or 5 times a week. You know, like that's where I
That's
get a lot of
good.
my thiamine in. And then pork has a lot of options. I mean, pork tenderloin the leanest, and then everything else is fat as fuck. But though pork tenderloin is what you would want. And then also any sort of like legume. So like any sort of beans, you know, stuff like that. Like that's going to be a great
Yeah.
source of thiamine. And then going back now to riboflavin sources, chicken is a big one. Like I said over
Yeah.
here, people don't eat liver much or roe. Like
I
mussels, people don't eat
don't even
goat meat. I mean, like
know
any meat
much
will have
goat meat.
vitamin
Yeah.
B2. So like any red meat will. Soybeans will. So like if you had soybean oil, I mean that's a seed oil, but like that's high in vitamin B2. Yogurt is high in vitamin B2. I mean, I don't
Is
know.
that Greek or is that just
Both of
plant
them
like
are. Both of them are.
okay,
And
just to
then
specify
and then
with
salmon, and then milk too, because milk is fortified. Not fortified. It's no, it's fortified with
raw milk?
raw milk. Oh my gosh! But no, raw milk is
I can't get you started out of
raw
that.
milk is they add like vitamin B. They add a bunch of B vitamins and then vitamin D and A. So that milk's kind of like the all around like god tier when it comes to like nutrition because it just kind of has everything. So
Yeah.
so like we learn in class that like when people are recovering from nutrition deficiencies, like you want to address the like extreme nutrition deficiencies, like almost like starvation. Like you would want to address the electrolyte balance first rather than the food first, because then you would want to make sure like they're not like excreting more or holding on to more fluids. So
Yeah.
you'd want to do that first. But then like they would do the food secondly, And what they would say is it would just literally be like a milk based like drink, milk powder, milk based drink, because milk has fat, it has protein, and it has some carbohydrates. So it literally has everything. And it
Yeah,
has so many vitamins in there too. So like
it's a
people
multivitamin.
demonize milk, but if you can get a 1% skim, 1%, 2%, yeah, heck, even whole milk too. I would never drink whole
I
milk
just
because
go by the
I
lid.
would I would get fat. But
Pink lid.
but yeah,
That's how
skim
I
milk I just like
remember
it because
or believe.
it's 80 calories for 8 grams of protein. So it's basically like a cheese
Yeah,
stick.
Fair Life.
Yeah, Fairlife, yeah.
Fair Life. A little expensive, but
And then going
tastes
on
good.
to niacin, vitamin B3. This is
Ooh.
one that kind of gets put into supplements a lot, and you hear of a
Okay.
niacin flush, meaning that if someone has too much niacin, it kind of flushes their system, and people get a really red face. They get flushed out in their face like that. So that's what like you can overdose on niacin like that,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not going to have so much niacin in your diet that you're going to start flushing. So, but niacin, it's used in DNA repair. It's also used in regulating metabolism, but it's also used with your nervous system and your brain health. And then also, too, a little bit of your sexual health. And I'm not sure exactly how it plays directly into your sexual health, but hey, it helps it. So we're going to keep going with it. And then
Yeah,
also,
go with it.
and
Might as
then
well.
I started using these a lot more because I wanted to get some niacin, but chicken is a huge source of it. So if you have like 6 ounces of chicken a day, like you're fine. But mushrooms, I
Perfect.
love mushrooms. So
Yes. Oh my.
they add so much volume and flavor to your meals. So mushrooms
Sauteed
are high in it.
mushrooms with.
Soy
Yep.
and wheat's high in it. Like whole grains are high in it. Eggs, salmon, or I mean, not salmon, tuna, green peas,
Mm-hmm.
almonds, corn, and then any
Looks like
legumes like
corn.
beans, stuff like that. And then going like there's no B4. Let's see, we're going on the B5. Pantothenic acid. Um, so this is used for the synthesis of fatty acids, cholesterol, and steroid hormones for production. Those are all things in our body. Like going back to chemistry class, geez, I remember I would have to like have the chemical structures and which one's a fatty acid, which one's a cholesterol molecule, and which one's a steroid. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
crazy. But and that was for energy production, and that's kind of going into liver health as well, because all of those three are synthesized in the liver. So having those for energy production is going to help our liver health too. So B5
Yeah.
helps our liver out with synthesizing those, and then it also helps with red blood cell production. Basically wound healing. So you're going to be healing wounds better, and then also brain and health function. And mushrooms again are being seen on this list, and then avocados are a huge source of vitamin B5, and then also some salmon and
Avocados from
chicken.
Mexico.
So you'll see a lot of repeat offenders on this list, but
Yeah, I
in a
was
good
just
way.
gonna say, it looks like we got some kind of quote unquote superfoods that kind of
Yeah, and like
have multiple different
and a good thing to take away from this is
vitamins.
finding what foods are doubling or tripling or
Mm-hmm.
quadrupling or quintupling vitamins,
Yeah.
because if you can have a basic understanding of what foods are high in what
Oh.
nutrients, you can kind of modify your diet to meet 100% RDA, or um, RDA is what we want to go for. But an RDA is a recommended dietary allowance, or yeah, recommended dietary allowance, and you would want that's about 97 to 98% of population needs. So we want to strive for the RDA. And so going back to these, like if you are able to somehow get close to your 100% RDA, that's perfect. Like we would want that. So keeping in mind of what foods are high in what and adding those to your diets to fit your needs. So then going on the
No, yeah.
pyro, pyr,
Pyro.
pyridoxine. Sorry,
Okay.
I've not pronounced some of these in so long. I
Yeah, no
some of
worries.
these are I just go by like B6 with this one,
Mm-hmm.
but this one, like some of these like are specifically kind of known as meat ones. So vitamin B6, red blood. Ugh, that was a stroke there. Red blood cell production. That's key for it. So making sure your total blood count is high and regulating, not only helping production but regulation as well. And then regulating your sleep and mood. So making sure that your sleep is restful, making sure that you're not awake and you're not caused by irritability while you sleep. And that kind of goes into the mood as well, because your mood and sleep are closely regulated together. And then also just overall brain development, having those essential fatty acids that you need from the foods as well. And that's not part of the vitamin, but I'm just stating that as well. And then this is the meat one. This is where it is chicken, pork, red
All
meat,
meat,
salmon,
baby.
like any fish. So that is the big one. And then
Boom.
going on to our next one, which I said there's no B8. There is a
Ooh.
B8, but it's not important for this. And it's not in the regular setup. When people talk about the vitamins, they're not talking about B8. But folate or folic acid. Folate is the natural form, and folic acid is the synthetic form. This is not. This is not to say that. Oh, this is not appeal to nature fallacy, to where if it's natural, it means it's better. This is not an appeal to nature fallacy. People love to demonize folic acid, specifically Paul Saladino, carnivore MD, or he's not anymore. But he says that if you are taking a prenatal vitamin and it has folic acid, you're gonna like die or whatever. Like I forgot what his claim is, but it's like
nice.
literally when they started adding or fortifying our food with folic acid and adding it into prenatal vitamins for so if you're a woman, important for pregnancy, neural tube defects like spina bifida is a huge one, where you'll see babies when they're born and they have these splotches, like it looks like a almost like a tube, it's literally like a, I don't want, it's not a tube, but like it looks like a pouch on their spine, and it's protruding out of their spine. Like it's truly horrid, and like it's a terrible thing to happen. And like literally with the addition of folic acid, I believe it was around a 60% reduction in neural tube defects, or 70% reduction. So like, and people say it's like not natural, it's going to cause so much distress. Like, woman, if you are 14 years old, if you have your period, I'm not trying to be weird. Once you have your period, you're probably having a prenatal vitamin, and it is crucial for women of childbearing age, so probably around 13, 14, to be having a sufficient amount of folic acid to make sure that they're not deficient. Because I'm not to say that a 14-year-old is going to get pregnant, but didn't think I'd get this controversial on the podcast. But let's just say you're 22 and you don't have sufficient folate or folic acid stores in your body, and you get pregnant. Like, that's a huge issue. Like, you want to make sure your stores are adequate even before you get pregnant. So like, I would always say, if you're trying to get pregnant, make sure you have sufficient folic acid or folate into your diet or into your vitamins. That is like the main thing for folate.
Like it.
But so it's important for pregnancy, and then also emotional health and digestion health. Those are key. And then lentils are a huge source of, if you're a vegan, lentils are a great source of this, but also avocados, if you're vegan, and then also broccoli is a good source. So a lot of vegetable items have folate, but also eggs, like pasture-raised eggs, have a decent amount of folate in them. So you can get some folate from some some animal products as well, but kind of a more veggie based. Then going on the B12, cobalamin.
I barely heard of half of these. So this is a good little...
There's also two. So cobalamin, like if you find it in a supplement B12, you would probably want it in the form of methylcobalamin, because like a methylated B vitamin is what is best for our body. So methylcobalamin is like the like best form you want to find in like maybe a pre-workout, energy drink, like whatever, like any like supplement you take, like methylcobalamin usually, but it doesn't really matter too much. But so cobalamin is used in energy metabolism. It's also used for red blood cell production and regulation, and then also your hair, skin, and nails, so your cosmetics. And the kind of a reason behind that is, if you see all of these options on here, tuna, milk, and red meat, all of them are just high protein. I mean, protein helps with hair, skin, and nails. So kind of a big thing. So you can kind of recognize that this one's a big protein thing. So you get your big protein options, you're going to be getting your B12 in. And then going on to vitamin C, also too, this is the last one. So vitamin C and every single one that we've done before all have something in common. And do you know what it is?
I do not.
They are all water-soluble vitamins, meaning that you can take them or have them any single time of the day, and they could be synthesized in the body without having any fat, meaning that they're not going to be
Oh,
split sorted and
wow.
stuff like that. So the ones after this are going to be all fat soluble, meaning that, like, for example, if you were to take your vitamin D in the morning, like the pill, if you were to
Hmm.
take that first thing in the morning, that ain't doing jack.
Yeah.
You need fat to be able to have it be soluble in your body. It's fat soluble.
Gotcha.
It needs fat to synthesize. So this is the
Hey,
last water soluble one. Uh, so it's vitamin
gotcha.
C, or
Wow.
AKA ascorbic acid. Powerful, powerful, powerful antioxidant. And it is used for immune and skin health as well. If you don't have optimal vitamin C levels, you see those pirates that would develop scurvy and their teeth would fall out and
Scurvy.
their skin, hair, and nails would all just be going to crap and falling out because they don't have vitamin C. They have no vitamin C. So like that, like having vitamin C is
I don't even know
important. That,
what they had.
but then
Yeah.
also your immune health. That's why I always say, like, if you feel like you're going to be sick or you have a cold coming on, just pound like like 3 grams of vitamin C, like 1 gram tablets, like 3 times a day for I don't know how long until like your
Yeah.
symptoms go away. But
Seen some goaded options
and
to
then
get this vitamin in here.
vitamin C. This is especially crucial for women because women might have a trouble if they're we were talking about iron deficiency literally all of class today for my nutrition assessment class, which is crazy. But iron deficiencies are very common, and for women, this could be a huge issue. So, actually, if you were to have maybe a piece of fruit while having your iron, that actually helps the absorption of iron. So, keep
Hmm.
that in mind. You want your vitamin C high to also have if you also want your iron high. So, those two kind of play off of each other. And then
Yeah.
some good old sources of it.
Goaded.
Any sort of fruit, really. These two right here, gold kiwis have more vitamin C than the green ones, but the gold ones are basically non-existent in vitamin K, whereas these ones are insane in vitamin K. So it's either do you want more vitamin C or do you want like more vitamin K? Even though this one does have more vitamin C, but I always go like this: gold kiwis are best biting into for each bite, and then the green kiwis are best if you slice them up into like little like a $half.
Hmm.
So like I don't like biting into that one
I can get behind that.
just because I don't like it's not because of the hairs or anything. Like I bite into those kiwis all the time. Like if I bring a green kiwi to like have like before the gym, like after class, like I'll just bite into it. I don't
Hmm.
care. But I don't know why I just like
Oh,
enjoying
no
them
way.
having like a full flesh center and then having like the skin on the sides. I don't know. It kind of just tastes better. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, berries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, also like mangoes, also have that, like anything. And then going on to our first fat soluble
Ooh.
vitamin, which is vitamin A. And there's two forms of vitamin A. You have the active form that your body uses, which is retinol, and you have the inactive form, which is beta carotene. And beta carotene does get
Hmm.
converted into retinol, but you would just have to have more beta carotene levels to get like the right amount of retinol levels. Because like if I don't know what this like this I don't know what the conversion rate of it is, but let's
Hmm.
just say if you had 100% beta carotene, it might only translate to like 60 or 70% retinol. Like that's just I have no clue if that's right or not. I'm just saying that's a guesstimate. But
Yeah.
your eye health. This is
No,
the one I mentioned
100%.
before about your eye health. People talk about having maybe you have eye floaters. If you want to get rid of those, try just adding more vitamin A into your diet and see how it works. Like I I used to have eye floaters, and then I just started vitamin A maxing, and I don't really get them anymore. So I don't have them really much at all, which is kind of crazy.
That's good.
But night blindness. So if you
Eat
suffer
your
from night
carrots, see you in
blindness,
the night.
make sure you're getting solid vitamin A, and then also your immune and skin health. Those two play a vital role into that. And then I put liver here, but ain't nobody really eating liver. Like I like
Liver
I
King.
still have liver in there, but I'm out of beef right now, and like what I used to do was like half an ounce
That'd
of
be a
liver and
crazy.
half an ounce of beef heart, and then mix that in with like 5 ounces of ground beef. So you can't really taste anything else, and you're still getting the nutrients. But like I just haven't done it in a while because I need to get more. I need to get more liver from the farm I usually go to, and I haven't done that yet. So I still need to do
Yeah.
that. But then also anything
Still
that
need
is
straight up
orange,
liver.
anything that is really orange, is going to have beta carotene in it. Like carrots, that has beta carotene in it. Sweet potatoes, those are two things there, beta carotene in it. Mangoes have a little bit of it, but not too much. And like tomatoes have a little bit, but not too much. But like I said, those are beta carotene. Those have to get transferred. So make sure you're having sufficient amounts of them. Going on the vitamin D.
Vitamin D.
This one, classic hormone regulation and production, your overall mood and health. Bone and teeth support is a huge thing as well. Vitamin D helps to regulate our bone health, and then also our heart health too. People don't take that into account. Vitamin D is actually kind of like, people actually refer it to a lot of like, I don't know, doctors or whatever, like whoever like studies this, like whoever like talks about this, they actually refer to it more as a hormone because of how much it actually like plays a role in our body.
Oh, wow.
So if you're not getting adequate vitamin D, and vitamin D is hard as hell to get your RDA for, so you are 1000% probably gonna have to supplement this. And
yeah,
starting right now, we're recording this on October 1st. This comes out October 3rd. You are probably not going to get as nearly as much sun anymore, so you are going to need to start supplementing vitamin D. 4,000 to 5,000 IUs is what you need. Please have that. You're probably going to need it even if you don't go outside. Like during the summertime, if I'm working outside or if I'm outside more, if I'm getting 60 minutes of sunlight a day, I don't really need to supplement it during the summer. But now it's that time where it's probably going to be useful. So I'm making sure I have that. And then sources, of course. Did I even say? Yeah, I said sources the last one. But
yeah, you did
tuna, eggs, also like pasture-raised eggs specifically. Those have a lot of vitamin D. Salmon as well. And then Greek yogurt also has a good amount of vitamin D in there as well.
Good snack. Yeah.
And then going on to our next one is vitamin E. This one is notorious as well for being very, very, very hard to get into your diet without having like high amounts of certain foods. I did send you that video of the kiwi berries. It's I've never heard of kiwi berries before, but apparently those are like
so excited to try
those are the highest vitamin E like food out there, and like it's like so hard to get vitamin E. But vitamin E is an anti-inflammatory. It's an antioxidant. It's gonna help your skin health and it's help your cognitive support. And this one's a huge one because, like I said, people do not eat enough of vitamin E in their diet. Not enough dietary vitamin E. Asparagus or any like leafy green like that, or green vegetable will have a little bit of it, but it's not enough to like where you're going to meet your daily needs. Vitamin E is also present in avocados, and then almonds are a huge source of vitamin E. So almond butter or just almonds are a good source.
Yeah.
And then going on to our last one, which is vitamin K, and there's two sources of vitamin K. There's vitamin K1 and there's vitamin K2. Vitamin K1 is going to be stuff on the left side here, so kiwis or broccoli. Or any vegetable like that, like any green vegetable, asparagus, spinach, kale, whatever. It's gonna help with blood clotting. So it's gonna help patch those wounds. It's gonna help clot any spots in your. It's gonna help with blood clotting all over so that's what you need. And then on the right side, butter. Grass-fed butter has a tiny bit of amount of it, but I mean you would have to have like 2 tablespoons worth. So I'm not gonna. That's 240 calories. So.
Not
pure saturated fat, so not good. But also raw cheese, Parmesan Reggiano, good source of vitamin K2.
Get a whole wheel of that for $500.
yeah. I bought something and it was like $30, and it was like this big. I mean, it lasted me like a month. Yeah, I'm like $30.
The full. Yeah, I've seen someone cook with like the full. It's like I'm gonna look it up.
But
continue.
Parmesan Reggiano is basically a protein bar. It has better macros than a protein bar. It's protein and fat. So I would highly suggest like cheese is a big part of your diet, but make sure it's a low fat cheese or something like that.
$1,000 for an 80-pound Parmesan wheel, the same one that's shown in there from Costco. You got to get it imported from Italy.
I mean, like it's legit
24
then.
Months.
Oh, because Parmesan Reggiano, if it's labeled Parmesan Reggiano, that means it has to be raw cheddar or raw cheese. So that's like, if it's not raw cheese,
crazy.
If it's not raw cheese, it's not. It's gonna say Parmesan Reggiano. There are some that it's raw cheese, but like,
I imagine.
But Parmesan Reggiano tastes good too, so I always like that. And that is the last of the vitamins. So if you have any questions about vitamins and stuff like that you want me to answer,
I got some. Let's see. I kind of had a base for both. But the one big one that I want to cover is how does cooking affect the vitamin contents of food? I've seen online that we are losing nutrients when we boil or fry some certain foods.
Mhm. Yeah, so some like no matter what, there's gonna be some denaturation of some vitamins and minerals that we're gonna be having in our food. But that's literally with every single vitamin and every single food that we have. So that's why people say like, don't cook your food, eat it raw, you're losing
Yeah,
your nutrients. Well, you'd be smart to be cooking your food because you know that makes it safer to eat. So that's one thing. And the amount that you're actually losing in cooking process is so negligible to where if you actually have an overall
it
healthy
doesn't
diet,
even.
it's not going to do anything. You might
Gotcha.
lose like
Okay.
if you had like 100 milligram or 100 micrograms of vitamin K2 from broccoli and like you cook that down, it
Mm-hmm.
might bring it down to like 90. So,
Gotcha. So
I mean, like
not too bad.
92, like not bad at all. That happens with
And
everything.
then
It's like saying don't cook your protein, don't cook your meat because you're losing out on
yeah,
some of the
exactly.
protein and the fats. Like you're an idiot.
Exactly what I've been seeing online. And then there's just two more, uh, and then I'll probably ask some more with vitamin or next week when we go over minerals. But because we're talking about vitamins and stuff, are multivitamins still relevant, or is target supplements like better, like targeting certain
Mm-hmm.
like diets, like just whatever?
Are you talking about like a general multivitamin that has like all of these
Yeah,
in it?
like do you take a? Is it worth taking a multivitamin every day,
No,
and instead of eating like a diet
I would
or
always
like a
address someone. So, if for people that don't know me, I'm going to be school. I'm going to school for nutrition and dietetics to become a registered dietitian. Uh, so, as a registered dietitian, I would want to address any deficiencies through diet first.
yep, okay, yeah, that
Um,
was the question. Yeah.
and then if they're still not meeting it, supplement with a multivitamin. But I would never, like for me, for multivitamin for me, I don't take it at all. I don't take it much very often at all anymore because
Okay.
most of the time you're probably just gonna be pissing out everything that comes out of it because you
Yeah.
maxed out your RDA for it. So like there's certain things that you would want to buy separately, like I said, like vitamin D and K2, stuff like that. Like
Yep.
because
Yeah.
K2 especially because it's so hard to get through our diet. But like like fish oil stuff, vitamin D, like I said, vitamin D, not so much vitamin A. But and like vitamin E is found in multivitamins as well. But there is a time and place for multivitamins. If you're someone like us to where we're conscious of our diet and we were basically hitting all of our needs, there really is no need for a multivitamin. The only time
Gotcha.
for
Okay.
someone like us, I would tell them to have a multivitamin is if we were deep into a deficit to where we're limiting our
You
food.
just need to.
Like if I was
Yeah.
on a bodybuilding prep, I would have to have one because my
Yeah, because you're
calories are
just
so
like
low and that like there's
impossible.
only so much food I can have during a day and there's more nutrients that are higher up on priority list than others to where you would have to supplement with others because you want to get some predominantly from food over some other ones from food like you'd rather get trying to think like vitamin B12 vitamin B6 from food rather than getting it from a supplement.
Perfect. And then the last was just kind of funny. What are some myths about vitamins that you've heard that is just like what's the funniest myth about like a vitamin that like it causes it or something?
um
I don't know.
I mean
Just
like
something funny.
Paul Saladino talking about folic acid and stuff like that, how it's
Okay.
like awful for you. And then I've seen people talk about how vitamin C is actually like hurting you because like people say fruit like makes fat and stuff like that because of fructose. But I've heard like people say vitamin C is awful for you too. I'm like, what are you talking
Okay.
about? And like, there's
Yeah.
so many other things too. Like people that don't understand like what the heck they're talking about. Like they'll talk about like, oh, here we go. I'm scrolling through vitamin K. But the butter thing, like people talk about you want to have a sufficient amount of butter into your diet to meet your vitamin
As
K2 levels. Like, are
a
you kidding
side of
me?
butter.
Like, who's gonna have like? I
Oh,
this
I
is a
see
legit
carnivore
like
diets.
general recommendation. Like this is just me. I'm not telling anyone to follow this, but because I'm not a dietitian, I can't say I'm not like gonna give anyone any medical nutrition therapy advice because I can't.
Yeah.
But for me, I would, or anyone else, I would say like I can ask me like, oh, what about butter? I'd be like, limit it to nothing. Try,
Yeah.
because it is just a concentrated source of saturated fat to where it's not doing anything to help you. And I like another thing people think that butter is health promoting. It's a health food. It is a concentrated form of saturated fat that is high in calories and hyper palatable. That is not a health food. There is nothing. There's did you butter was butter mentioned at all before this? And I besides me saying vitamin K2 and like this is not really that good of a source of it. No, it was not mentioned at all. So it is not a health food.
That's funny. But yeah, that's all I had. I'll dive into more just after
Mm-hmm.
we touch on minerals and stuff. But
Now to
it's time for our
how to
favorite.
properly warm
Oh
up.
wait, shoot! I totally forgot about this.
Yeah, we still got this one. We still got this one.
I went right into the
The
draft.
draft.
But
Okay.
yeah, this is.
But so you like mentioned something maybe you didn't think you were gonna be you didn't were properly warming up for your
Mm-hmm.
lifts and for your day at the gym.
Especially leg day.
Hmm. So I can kind of give you
Just
like
having some.
on the fly. I can kind of give you some stuff for legs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But how to properly warm up for resistance or weight training. I'm gonna burp here for a second, so mute my mic. But we're back on track here. But warming up properly, people think this is a huge, elaborate thing. Okay, I need to do this for this many seconds, this many reps, this many sides, and you do
Yeah.
this first,
Right.
and you warm up this side, this side. I want you to take all of that concept you probably had about warming up in the gym for weightlifting, crumple it up into a little ball, and hit that thing out of the park and flush it down the
Just like
toilet.
the MLB playoffs are on right
Because
now.
that is some of the worst things you can do. As you see here. So I just want to start off right away with our first thing
Yeah,
at
just a
arriving at
quick
the gym.
little.
So if we're addressing an issue when warming up, maybe it's like it's a shoulder. Like for you, it was like your knee, the back of your knee, and
Yeah,
your
it was like
hamstrings.
a hamstring back knee.
One, it could just be you're not recovered enough. It could be a volume thing.
Yeah.
But if we're going off, maybe you just need to warm up properly more.
Yeah.
I would say addressing the issue in soreness, like what's sore, what like knowing what you when you get to the gym, what is sore and what would need priority and what is the issue, and then would you need any extra warm up for that? So like as I'll go on to
Mm-hmm.
like what I do for my warming up for resistance training, you might need to do a little bit extra. Like you might need to do like if anyone knows from high school baseball with like doing like the water in the face thing. It's where it's basically just doing a B stance, where one foot is in front of the other and doing a hinge movement. Like that's literally kind of what it is. And like reaching down to your heels and doing a hinge movement and like keeping your foot straight or your heel straight and like leg straight and like sweeping up and down. It's like basically doing a hinge movement, but like a sweeping motion. Like it could be like that.
Gotcha.
And then like finding a simple plan, like I said, there's no need to be doing these elaborate warm-ups to where you're taking away from the gym session, which I'll explain later. And then going on to the second one, what to do before the first exercise. And what I mean by this is what is your damn first exercise and what would you be targeting? So warming up the target muscles. If you're doing a hamstring curl for your first lift, there's no reason to be warming up your quads.
Yeah, right.
Like there's none. That's just taking time and effort away from our leg curls. We warm up our quads when we do our quads. We're not doing the quads right away, so why we warm up our quads. So warming up the target muscles. And then also
And it
limiting.
looks like we lost Luke here, so I will take over. And he's back. No,
I don't know what was up
I
with
don't know what
that. That's
happened.
crazy that it did that. I'll have to share my screen
Do
again.
we have too
There we
many
go.
people, or
No, it was just my Wi-Fi.
Oh, it just
But sorry for that.
simply
Sorry for that
booted you.
little interlude, guys. There, but going back to
Halftime.
that little halftime there. Like limited static stretching, because with static stretching, that actually is going to reduce your force output for your lifts. So people think that like, oh, I'm hitting my legs today. I need to like spend 5 minutes doing the butterfly stretches and like having my legs spread out, like reaching for my toes, like, and then like really
Yeah.
holding it there. I'm like, all you're doing is leaving open calcium ions to release have more fatigue. Like I don't know the whole physiology behind it, but like calcium is a
Hmm.
huge driver for fatigue. So if calcium levels are high and like calcium ion channels are open during static stretching, and that will just cause more of it. I don't know exactly like the whole thing behind it. I'm not like too well versed into it, but more of a nutrition guy. But that's
Oh
one
yeah.
thing you don't want to, you're like limiting your force output and you're actually promoting more fatigue by doing static stretching or static stretching. And then knowing what's available. What I mean by that is like knowing what equipment and like what like bands or whatever, like your what space you need, like knowing what
Hmm.
is available on that day and what you're doing. Like if you like doing like for me, like I usually every single like my warm up is I just literally hang from the bar for like 10 seconds.
Oh yeah.
That's literally all I do, or 10, 15 seconds. Like
I
I like that's like I
simple.
know exactly like okay, it's simple. It's my simple plan. I know what I'm doing. I know what's like targeting. It's like spinal decompression. It's getting my back loosened up and like more opened up. And then also too, it's widely available. There's 50 things I can hang from.
Right? It's simple.
And then going on to number three, which is your first exercise, picking an efficient warm up weight and going on. I'll touch more on that after I say this. And you would also, my sweet spot is 2 to 3 warm up sets. Usually if it's the first exercise, it's probably 3, but sometimes I can get away with 2. With other lifts after this, after the first exercise, I usually do 2. Really depends though. Like if it's an upper back row, uh, I tend to like want to make sure I have a better connection with my back because that one's harder to really focus on
Yeah. Muscle
retracting my
mind. Yeah.
scaps. So I always make sure I'm somewhat efficient with that. And then, but like going with the first exercise, 2 to 3 warm up sets, and it could be 4, but I'll explain how I would use 4 with that. And here's a little example for like an upper lift, or a lat lift,
Yeah.
like a unilateral row. Like just say this is your first exercise. Like this is your first one. Like this is 2 sets and example, and this is a 3 set example. Uh,
Okay.
so let's just say your first working set is 100 or 105 pounds. So just say 100 or 105 or 100 to keep it standardized.
Yeah.
Just like that, 100 pounds to keep it
Oh
standardized.
yeah.
Your first warm up set, I would say roughly about half the weight, or it could be less or a little bit more. Like I put 45 pounds because I'm going to go up by 30 pounds after that and then 30 pounds after that.
Oh, I
So
see.
it's kind of like
Gotcha.
you have like I have about 50% of my working set and then about like 75% of my working set, somewhere around there. And then going on to like one where I was doing 3, for example, let's just say if I was doing 110 pounds for preacher curls. So biceps are a smaller muscle too. So
Yeah.
I might do 30 for the first one, 60 for the second one, and then 85 for the third one, and then 110 for the next one. And like that's a 25-pound difference. Like, and then going on to ideal rep range, and this is what I kind of want to just like quickly go to this because it's kind of like plays along with the
I
warm up
like
sets.
this.
Uh, your ideal rep range for a warm up set, literally honestly, I'll like this. I'll stir up some controversy. 1 to 12 reps, and like I'm putting this now. What the fuck? Only 1 rep, like
One rep.
one
That's
rep, like,
all.
and I would never tell anyone that's not like at the stage where I'm at or like a little bit under where I'm at, like intermediate to advanced lifter. I would suggest this for because the person, no one that doesn't really know how to properly warm up or hasn't been in the gym that long. They're not going to be doing one rep
Ooh.
warm up sets.
Ooh.
Like this is where I would do a 1 rep warm up
I
set
love that.
is let's say for the leg extension, I'm doing 250 pounds for my working set, the full stack, and
Mm-hmm.
I do 140 for my first working set of 8 reps, and then I do 180 for the next warm up set for 6 reps, and then I do because it's 250, and I don't want to be if I do for some it's usually around 30 pounds is where 30 pounds off is my last warm up set from my working set. 30 or more, it could be around 30 to
Mm-hmm.
50, but like you really don't want to have too big of a weight jump from your last warm up set to your working set. So that's gonna feel pretty damn heavy from a difference. So you want to try to get as
Yeah.
close to your working set weight as possible with your last warm up set, but not too close to where it's heavy enough to just do a working set.
Gotcha.
Like if you're doing a weight that's you like maybe you're doing like your working set weight. It's like, okay, last time I got 6 reps was your RIR. Well, maybe one of your warm up sets, like if you actually tried just repping that out to failure, you got 9 reps. Like, it's only a
Mm-hmm.
3 rep difference from your working set. So like picking
Try
efficiently.
to
So
space that. Yeah.
like I said, 180 for 6 reps, and then 250 was my working set weight. I might do 215 or 220 or like anywhere between 210 or 220 pounds for literally 2 reps. That's what I do for my last
Maybe
warm set.
even one.
Maybe even one, because one would be like, okay, I just really want to feel how it feels, just so I know that
Yeah.
the weight
Just
is
like
relative
test
to
it
where.
out almost.
Like, that's almost if I was doing a 4th set and like, okay, I'm just doing 1 rep, like just to see how it feels.
Gotcha.
Because if you just do 5 warm up sets, like you're just doing reps for no reason at that point. Like you can't tell me that you need 5 warm up sets to get ready for your sets. Like when like I've done this before, like I've done this for like one workout, I'll do 3 warm up sets, and the other one I'll do 2, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll literally have the same, if not better, with the 2 warm ups than the 3.
Yeah.
So it's all psychological for that
It's
third
weird.
that third one.
Weird how that works.
So that's why I always say keep a logbook. But ideal rep range for beginners, I would do 6 to 12 for warm ups, and then for intermediate to advanced, 1 to 12. I never do 12 at all. I never go over 8 reps for anything really.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously, like the only one I really go above 8 reps on. Well, one if I have like a PR and like I'm like I know I can get more than 8 reps. Like maybe my
You're
goal was
feeling it.
7, and like I got 8 and I still can get more. I'm like, dude, we're gonna fucking keep going. But
Bring it on.
like usually no more than like 8 reps for anything really. But that's just kind of like my thing. But you can do you. And then going on to this,
We
like
got more.
knowing your body.
Look at this.
Do you need more warm ups? Do you need less? What feels good and what doesn't? Like, don't force your body to do something that doesn't feel right. And then I don't mind putting it all together because don't really need to. But
It's like a
incorrect,
conclusion.
some incorrect or mistakes. I see too many reps. Like people trying to get that sensation. Like I want to feel the muscle working. That's how I know it is. Like that mind muscle connection, like MMC. Like I want to feel the muscle working. It's like the lighter weight, I can feel that. And it's like, yeah, but just because, like, obviously if you don't feel something, like something might not be wrong, something might be wrong. But if you're doing a leg curl, or if you're doing like a leg extension, you know for a damn fact your quads are being worked. Your biceps aren't bringing up the weight. Your abs aren't bringing up the weight. Your back isn't bringing up the weight. Like, your quads are getting stimulus. So too many reps is something I see a lot. People doing these like 20 rep warm ups. I'm like, bro, fatigue demon. And then too many sets, like 4 with a asterisk on there, like are pounds of like asterisk. Like 4 is like my cutoff, I'd say, for most people. Like I said, 2 to 3 is mine, 3 at most. I never do 4, but 4, whatever, 4 or more. If you're doing any more than 4, I'd say that's too much. And then it kind of goes on to here. Too many sets and too many reps goes into this one, so I'm just going to go right down to here. Here. Warm-up is more physically demanding than needed. And that's where I get into the point where, like, if you're doing a warm-up that's, like, super physically demanding, or, like, a shit ton of stretching, like, that's just only going to impair how much force output and how much you're actually able to do for the lift. That's, like, essentially, like, oh, I'm gonna jog on a treadmill to warm up, like, before the lift. Like, you're just decreasing your output.
Yeah, right. I feel like that's
jog on the do your cardio after.
Yeah, right. I feel like that's.
And then number C, or letter C, is jumping weight too fast, and this is why train log is very convenient for combating this. Like, if you know exactly how much weight you did for a working set, you can adjust your warm up sets by that, so you know you're not like do a warm up set's not too close to your working set, or it's like, oh, I didn't do too much weight for this warm up set to where it actually feels heavy. So Keep a
Mm-hmm.
logbook. There's so many reasons to have a logbook. And then doing any fancy warm ups or anything that's ineffective or redundant, like if you're going to do a little shoulder warm up and then do like another shoulder warm up, like is it really that important? Like you're just doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's yeah.
any of those fancy things, like realistically, what I would say is when warming up, you really don't need to do any of those fancy things. I would say the best way to warm up is to warm up on the first exercise you're doing, and by the ways I said, where you're judging by how you feel, the tempo, and using this progressive weight, like knowing your working sets and working your way up to your working sets. And then also, if you need to do anything extra, like I said here, finding a simple plan and then warming up your target muscles and then knowing what's available.
Yeah, this is huge. I never actually really understood the physiology of warming up or just taking your time to do that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really good. I guarantee you, most people do a little band pull and they're like, "That's whatever, good."
Yeah, and people might
But
do the thing where it's like they feel it where like they do like the band of the PVC pipe over and under and stuff like that. Like
yeah,
they have to open up their shoulders. Like if that feels good for you, I'm not telling you
yeah,
not to do that. Like if like this is for anything here too. If anything I said contradicts how you feel and it makes you feel better, don't listen to
yeah,
me. Keep listening
yeah,
to how you
exactly.
feel. Like if you're
Right,
progressing in the gym and you feel better when you do these things that you do, then keep doing them.
stick to it.
But if
Yeah, right.
but if you find yourself where it's almost causing harm and you
Duh.
feel it causes more pain, maybe adjust to what you feel. I mean, when I was doing more these
Test.
insane shoulder warm-ups to warm up my shoulder because I had such a bad right shoulder problem,
Mm-hmm.
that only made it worse. Like once I actually just warmed up properly on like the exercise I was doing and making sure that I was actually like using the exercise as was intended, not no bad form. That's when everything fixed and everything would start working out. So, but if something's working for you, stick with it.
Boom. Yeah.
And then going
Warm ups. Oh
on to
gosh.
the last one, we got an
Oh
energy
my
drink
god.
draft. We got 6 rounds here, or okay, I meant to do six, but we can get rid of one of these maybe if you haven't. What one besides the create your own? I'll explain that later. Out of any of these brands, what ones you've got the least of?
Least of Gorilla Mind.
All right, just get rid of that one. And then so the create your own is what I mean is you can take any brand and you can create your own flavor. So something you'd want to see
Okay.
from a brand. So like if you wanted Rise to make like a I don't know, like if you wanted them to make like a strawberry watermelon, like they
Yeah.
do make one, but
I
it's
got you.
the protein one. I was just thinking of a random one, or it's a strawberry lemonade. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you want something like that, like you like whatever you want. Like
This one's gonna be
you wanted like
fun.
Bum Energy to make like whatever, like or like Ghost to make a collaboration, or Alani U to have a collaboration, or whatever, like or Monster to have a collaboration, like any of those, or it doesn't have to be any of the brands here.
Yeah.
But I think
I
I
like
gave myself
this.
the first pick, but because I didn't get it last
Yep.
week. But
Nope. Yep.
I think I think the create your own's probably gonna be my last because that one's you can just be
Yeah.
very creative.
Yeah. That's
And
gonna be.
then Ghost, I think I have to do it. We're gonna go with the sour strips.
You did that on purpose. We'll have to check the receipts. Ghost. Since I don't have to choose that anymore, that's fine. I honestly really like the Rise Sour Green Apple. That collab.
Oh yeah, the sour punch green apple.
Uh-huh.
That
That
one
was
is
a good
fire. That
throwback.
one is fire.
I gotta pull up my list for the bum energies that I have had.
The one Rise that I haven't had, and it's in Walmart's, but I haven't seen it at Walmart at all because it's only in like Texas or like the southern states, is the
Yeah.
strawberry sour punch.
Oh, really? Whoa.
Yeah, and
That'd
I've
be
never seen
gas.
it, never had it. So, and I heard it's pretty
That'd
good.
be gas.
But for my pick,
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Monster. I'm gonna have just a classic white Monster.
Yeah. Um. Well, Alani Nu is my favorite and my mom's favorite.
Alani Nu is
Hawaiian
fire.
shaved ice
Ooh,
is what it is. It's got that nice vacation.
good flavor, good flavor. And then for
Yeah.
Alani Nu, I am actually gonna go the Orange Dream Float.
Yep. Yep.
That one is
That's a great one.
gas.
Great one. Bum energy will have to be pink lemonade.
Oh, that one is pretty good. That's one of the better
Mm-hmm.
sea bums there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pick it, but I'm gonna mention it. The Doctor Bum. I did not like
Yeah.
that one.
No, I
And then
don't
the
like
cola
Dr.
one,
Pepper
the
in the
cola
first
one,
place. Yeah.
I thought the cola one was pretty bad. It had a weird aftertaste, and it like wasn't worth it.
I'm like a citrusy like
Hmm.
type of pop guy, so I wouldn't even.
Yeah. And then
Let's
for
see.
Bum Energy, you already had the Rise one. I think for Bum
I know.
Energy,
I just kind of
I'm
go right
gonna
off of.
go. I'm trying to think of what one I like the best. I think we're gonna go the Blue Snow Cone.
Yep, that was my second highest rated one. That was a good one. Let's Monster. I've only had the three colors, and I liked the pink can, whatever that is.
Peach.
No, the
Oh, I think I know what you're
it's
talking about.
like the strawberry.
I know what you're talking
I
about.
mean,
Are you talking about the Ultra Rosa, or are you talking about the?
yep. No, Ultra Zero Sugar Strawberry Dreams.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Strawberry Dreams. Okay, they had that at the C
Yeah.
store here at school.
Yep, that one. I think it comes in like that triple pack with
Yeah,
the
I know
blue.
what it is. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
for create your own, I think I'm gonna. I would love to see like Ghost do an A&W root beer.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be like something special. Or like a mug. No, we're gonna go like that. We're gonna go mug because I think they can do mug with their licensing. So, all right, it doesn't matter anyway. So I just want to see
Yeah.
mug root beer ghost. Like, I think that'd be pretty fire.
And I would honestly like love to see a like well, let's excuse me, a Minute Maid ghost,
Oh,
but like specifically Minute Maid. Yeah, a Minute Maid, and then because then you can play off like you can go pink lemonade and
I saw someone say that they should do a cream soda, like a A&W cream
oh,
soda
that'd
ghost.
be that'd be gas.
That would be really really good. And then for my
I'm trying to
final,
see where you go
the
with your
rise.
rise.
I'm gonna go with
Let's see
this
what I.
one. I think this is my favorite. I almost said rape. Great Kool Aid. The Great Kool Aid.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. I've had that.
That
Yeah,
one is very
it's a
very
good one.
good. Great flavor. That or
And
it
then
was either
my
that or
ghost. Oh yeah,
the sour blue punch, whatever it is.
sour blue raspberry. I really want to try that sour watermelon. But my one is raspberry cream.
Yep, I was thinking that putting it on there for you.
I was gonna choose whichever one you didn't choose.
Yeah,
So
that same here. So if I didn't take sour strips, I would have taken
Mhm.
raspberry cream. But that is our picks. With my picks, I picked a Lion Orange Dream Float, Monster Ultra White, Ghost Sour Strips, Bum Energy Blue Snow Cone, and then Rise Grape Kool Aid. And then my create my own was Mug Root Beer from Ghost. And then Carter with Alani Nui picked Hawaiian Shaved Ice, Monster Strawberry
shout
Dreams
out to my
Ultra,
mother.
Ghost Raspberry Cream, Bum Energy Pink Lemonade, Rise Sour Punch Green Apple, and then create your own is Ghost making a Minute Maid lemonade. Drop down in the comments below who won the draft, whose picks you'd like best, and what picks you would have maybe taken besides some of these, or what energy drink would you want to create? Because
Oh yeah,
I think there's so many things
create
you can
your
do.
own. Please comment actually in this one because then maybe next episode we can review some like of the create your owns or whatever because that could actually get pretty funny to like rank your guys's creations. So yeah, please share this to like we said friends and family.
Repost. And also too, if you actually have any questions, like I want questions galore because we will answer questions no matter what.
Questions.
Put questions in the comments. DM me questions.
But,
I'm gonna post.
Contact me as well.
I'm probably honestly gonna post every single day on my Deer Hog Fit page on Instagram. ask me questions. Ask me questions. I'll answer them on there, or I'll bring them onto here too as well.
Easy how.
So I'll give you a direct answer, and
Yes.
then through Instagram, and then I'll give you an answer in here too for everyone. Because
Hit him up. Hit me up. I can get into contact with him pretty easy. So if like Winona, I'm speaking like Winona
yeah,
people. So okay, well yeah, that was a great
Yeah.
podcast. We kept it kind of
we
short.
kept it a little shorter today. We wanted to
You
keep it a little
know,
bit shorter.
we've
I
had
know
some
that.
comments about the length. Some people are not enjoying the yaps, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we've been a little bit busier this week, but next week we'll be talking about minerals, and then I don't know what we have
Should
for
be
drafts
fun.
planned, but we'll obviously have something. pretty
Comment
good.
down.
And then
Comment
also
down
too,
below.
I do believe there is the Smashing Machine for this week for movie. Have you heard of the Smashing Machine? The Dwayne the Rock Johnson
Oh yeah.
Mark Kerr biopic, UFC.
Yep. That.
That comes up this weekend,
Is
so
that-
I'm gonna go see it. Not Friday night, Saturday evening, or not evening. I'm door dashing Saturday, but by Saturday afternoon. So I'll probably have a little bit of review of
Yeah.
that, and then
No, yeah.
I also saw one
I
battle
might go
after
see that. I
another
don't know.
last Thursday, and that was number one of the year, 5 stars. So my second 5-star of the year, right in front of Sinners, which is a 5-star.
So I should.
Decent year
I
so
should
far.
Watch it.
It's actually been pretty bad. I've only seen like 20 films out of the year, so or like 25 or 20. I think it was like almost 30, but like out of 2024 releases last year, I saw like 70, and then 2023 releases I saw like 100. So this year's definitely a lot worse.
We're slacking a little,
but at the same time, as I've gotten on through like tracking my movies and like watching them, I just cared less about like trying to get as many like new releases as possible, just because there's so much dog crap out there that like I can just like I can just wait until it comes on streaming, or like I can just like not go see it because I know I won't like it, and I just don't need to see it because it's a new release. But I just watch it all the time.
That's
so
another one.
Like, maybe we can do as a fun little thing one time, just kind of break down my letterbox page. I think that'd be pretty fun.
Oh, that would actually be pretty. Yeah,
you guys can
break
see
down by sections.
See what I like.
Seeing the mind of Luke Deerhog.
But that is
okay.
That is it.
Yeah,
we won't keep you here too long. If we keep talking, we'll probably be here for an extra hour and a half. So thank you. See you guys next week, and I hope you guys have a blessed Friday, and hope you guys have a great weekend.
Yes. Enjoy.